in again to Bruno Langa. Oh, it's a beautiful delivery.
Jubilee 99.7 FM, because you love it.
PSG 3-2, so they still to play for Barcelona. Of course, yesterday their manager Xavi still saying that even with the win, PSG are still favorite to win. And of course, Luis Enrique is still, of course, hopeful that they can go to Barcelona and pick up a vital victory and progress to the semi-final. And for Atletico Madrid, we don't need to be told what they will do in the second leg. 2-1 lead. And we can expect them to go to Germany and to park the bus and defend, and see if they can defend that one goal lead that they already have. For the two games on Tuesday between Real Madrid City, Arsenal, Bayern draws, which means in the second leg at the Etihad and at the Allianz Arena, is still all to play for the four teams. And last night, during Sport Update, I opened the phone lines and I asked you to predict the four teams that will make it through to the semi-finals. And some of you said Barcelona, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. You picked Man City, you picked Bayern. Some of you picked Arsenal, some of you picked Real Madrid, some of you picked PSG, and but most people picked Atletico Madrid. Nobody fancying Borussia Dortmund to get it over Atletico in the second leg. So Tuesday and Wednesday for the UEFA Champions League. Today is Thursday, and the Thursday night football is about the Europa League and of course the Europa Conference Leagues. Today, the quarterfinal games of those competitions, and by 8 p.m. AC Milan, an all-Italian affair. AC Milan will play against AS Roma, and the Bayer Leverkusen, the team that is yet to taste defeat this season, will be at home against English side West Ham United. Benfica will host Marseille, and Liverpool will play Atalanta. Of course, I brought you that news yesterday that the likes of Alisson, Diego Jota, Alexander Arnold, Bacetic are back to training, but then they won't be fit enough to play today. You can expect them to at least make the squad in the weekend. Of course, the phone lines are still open. 070-4100-8997. 070-4100-7997. That's 070-4100-8997. 070-4100-7997. You can also send your WhatsApp text to 080-5251-9337. Today's games are in the Europa League. And there's one team in the top 5 leagues, talking about Bayer Leverkusen. They're playing in the league, they're playing in the DFB Pokal, they're playing in the Europa League, and they are yet to lose this season. Today they will be at home against West Ham United. Will they finally lose? Of course, they have a 16-point gap over Bayern in Germany, and they're in the final of the DFB Pokal, and now the quarterfinal of the Europa League. And the win today for Bayer Leverkusen will put them one foot into the semi-final. So will they beat West Ham today? And for the rest of the season, about eight games for them remaining. Will they lose before the end of the season, or they'll go unbeaten? Or if they go unbeaten, it means they'll be winning the treble, the DFB Pokal, the league, and the Europa League. And And of course, in European third-tier competition, talking about the Europa Conference League, by 5:45, Olympiacos Peru will play against Fenerbahce, and Victoria Plzen will play Fiorentina. By 8 p.m., Aston Villa will host Lille, and Club Brugge will play against PAOK Thessaloniki. Let's look at the team news for Liverpool, Atalanta, the Europa League. Of course, the likes of Basetic, Matip, Thiago, Alexander-Arnold, Alisson, Diego Jota are still not available for Liverpool. And for Atalanta, Palomino and Scalvini will not play today for the Italian side. Liverpool, their last 5 games, 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. And for Atalanta, 2 losses, 2 wins and 1 draw. Of course, Liverpool are well placed to win tonight. The favourite, not just for the match, but the whole competition. And the all-Italian affair between AC Milan and Roma. Of course, Milan at the moment are in some form. The last 5 games, they've won all 5. And for Roma, it's been a mixed result for them. The last 5, 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss. And today, for AC Milan, Kalulu, Mirante, Pobega and Tomori will not play for Milan. And for Roma, they were missing Azmoun, Hussein, Christensen and Ndika. And for Bayer Leverkusen, West Ham United, of course, Victor Boniface is back to full fitness, like I brought to you last night, 100%. And so he's likely to start for Bayer Leverkusen today for the first time since leaving Leverkusen for the Africa Cup of Nations. Of course, Bayer Leverkusen, 5 games, the last 5 games, 5 wins. And for West Ham, the last 5 games, 2 draws, 2 wins and 1 loss. Arthur and Lozek still missing for Bayer Leverkusen. And for West Ham, Alvarez, Areola, Jared Bowen and Calvin Phillips will not play today for the London side. So can West Ham finally defeat Leverkusen this season? Do you fancy their chances? 07041008997, 07041007997. And in the South America Copa Libertadores, that is their own version of the Champions League over there in South America. Over the night, Penarol defeated Caracas 5-0. Flamengo of Brazil beat Palestino of Chile 2-0. Sao Paulo of Brazil beat Cobresal of Chile 2-0. And it ended between Barcelona SC of Ecuador and Thales Cordoba of Argentina 2-2. In Saudi Arabia, the Super Cup final will play today by 6:30. Al Ittihad Benzema. Al Ittihad will play against Neymar Al Hilal. Of course, you're aware that the Saudi Arabia, the teams there, they've splashed money on the stars over the last 2 windows. And right about now, many star players are playing right there at the moment. So let's take a look at some of the sport headlines. Former NFF President Amadou Pinnick has bagged Finidi George for the vacant Super Eagles coaching job. Of course, it's no news that Joseph Peseiro stepped down after the Africa Cup of Nations in January due to disputes in payments. Of course, the Portuguese want a pay rise, which the NFF were not willing to give and so he stepped down. And so Nigeria still looking for a new manager. But then we are expecting that the NFF will announce the new manager this month. And so NFF former president Pinnick is backing Finidi George, who is currently the interim, because he feels that he has learned from the likes of Louis van Gaal and, of course, the former manager Jose Peseiro. Yesterday, 6 suspects were arrested in connection with the killing of South African footballer Luke Fleurs, who was shot when his car was hijacked in Johannesburg last week. The 24-year-old former junior international who played for the country's most popular club, Kaizer Chiefs, was shot in the chest at a petrol station last Wednesday, and the assailant drove off in his vehicle. Police say 6 suspects were arrested in Soweto in the early hours of Wednesday morning. Fleurs' vehicle was recovered on Monday. As another case of a drive-by shooting in South Africa, violent killing. In Saudi Arabia, our Al-Nassr striker Cristiano Ronaldo is facing a fresh ban and a fine after being sent off against Al Hilal. The 38-year-old was shown a straight red card during the Saudi Super Cup semi-final defeat after he appeared to throw his elbow at Ali Boulai. Ronaldo lost his temper and was dismissed with 4 minutes left on the clock. The former Real Madrid and Manchester United superstar could be handed a 2-match suspension and forced to pay a fine of 20,000 reals. And for the first time in the Olympics that will take place in Paris this year, there will be a cash payment for athletes who participate in athletics. Then $50,000 will be given to each winner of a gold medal in that particular event. For the first time in the 128-year history of the Olympics, cash prize will be given to gold medal winners just for athletics. Olympic silver and the bronze medalists in the athletics event will also receive prize money, but only from 2028 in Los Angeles. A total of $540 million was allocated to the 28 sports at the Tokyo Games, with World Athletics receiving the most at $40 million. And to basketball in the NBA, as the biggest basketball competition in the world. And over the night, Cleveland Cavaliers beat Memphis Grizzlies 110-98. Atlanta Hawks lost to Charlotte Hornets 114-115. Brooklyn Nets defeated Toronto Raptors 106-102. Miami Heat lost at home to Dallas Mavericks 92-111. And the Milwaukee Bucks beat Orlando Magic 117-99. Oklahoma City Thunder beat San Antonio Spurs 127-89. And the Denver Nuggets defeated Minnesota Timberwolves 116-107. Los Angeles Clippers lost at home to Phoenix Suns 108-124. Right about now in the NBA, talking about the Western Conference, Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves, Oklahoma City Thunder, Los Angeles Clippers, Dallas Mavericks, Los Angeles Lakers, Golden State Warriors. These 7 teams are through to the playoffs. That's the Western Conference playoffs. And the Eastern Conference, Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks, New York Knicks, Chicago Bulls, and Atlanta Hawks are also through to the Eastern playoff. And And finally, in tennis, Spanish tennis player Aaron Cortes has been suspended for 15 years over his involvement in match fixing. Of course, that news came out yesterday. Cortes, who has a career-high world ranking of 955, achieved in 2017, admitted to 35 breaches of tennis anti-corruption program between 2016 and 2018. Of course, he cooperated fully with the investigation. He was charged with contriving the outcome of events, accepting money to contrive the outcome of events, failure to report corrupt approaches, wagering on tennis, and providing money to tournament officials in exchange for a wild card. Many offenses there for Aaron Cortes. That's why he's facing 15 years away from the sport. So he will be back in March 26, 2039. Of course, every sport federation, including football, always clamping down on players for doping, for gambling, and match fixing. And of course, Aaron Cortes for tennis facing the brunt at the moment. Still in tennis yesterday, and Rublev was knocked out by Australian Alex Popyrin at 6-4, 6-4 at the Monte Carlo Masters. And Alex de Minaur also beat Dutchman Talon Grexport 2-6, 6-2, 6-3. Australian champion Jannik Sinner beat 6-1, beat Sebastian Korda 6-1, 6-2, and will next meet German Jan-Lennart Struff, who he beat at the Indiana Wells in March. Russian 4th-seed Danny Medvedev came through against Gary Monfils 6-2, 6-4. Norwegian 8th-seed Casper Ruud beat Chile's Alejandro Tabilo 6-2, 6-4. Of course, we are into the clay season in the tennis calendar. And so these tennis players are looking for the one of the biggest Grand Slam of the season, talking about the French Open or the Roland Garros. It's still a sport update on Jubilee 997 FM Lagos, 8:53 AM. And so let's round up with some transfer stories. While Brentford striker was serving his ban, he was being linked with many clubs, and at the time, Brentford valued him at 60 million. So they will not accept anything less than that. But right about now, his value has dropped to about 40 million. And the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea, who are looking for a striker, are closely monitoring the Brentford and England forward. But then in recent days, West Ham United have joined the race, and it is more likely join West Ham than Arsenal or Chelsea. Sweden striker Victor Gyökeres' agent said it will be harder for 25-year-old to stay at Sporting Lisbon if manager Ruben Amorim, who has been linked with Liverpool, leave the club. But 2 days ago, reports claims that Ruben Amorim has agreed to sign for Liverpool and become the next manager. Of course, Victor Gyökeres has been linked with Arsenal. Lille manager Paulo Fonseca heads West Ham shortlist if the Hammers part ways with David Moyes this summer. Of course, Lille will be in action today in the Europa Conference League, while West Ham will be away at Bayer Leverkusen. Former Chelsea and Brighton boss Graham Potter is in line to take over for Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag, who reportedly expect to be sacked this summer following a meeting with the club's minority stakeholder, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Of course, that I brought to you yesterday. Over in the summer, Manchester United is going to be a rebuild project at United, and even the coaching crew might be leaving. And of course, United are looking for. So far, they've been linked with English managers, and of course, Graham Potter is part of that list. Chelsea are still targeting Napoli and Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen, but the club will focus first on selling players in order to raise funds. Still with Chelsea, Mauricio Pochettino and his coaches have been unimpressed by 23-year-old Ukraine forward Mikhailo Modric progress this season, and the Blues will be in the market for a new winger this summer. Bayer Leverkusen have joined Liverpool and Tottenham in the race to sign Leeds Dutch winger Asensio Somerville. And Manchester United have set their sight on AC Milan and Portugal forward Rafael Leao, but 24-year-old is valued at 145 million euros by the Italian club. Of course, Rafael Leao, the Portuguese, is also linked with a move to PSG to replace the departing Kylian Mbappe. And finally, Aston Villa are growing increasingly hopeful. 25-year-old Brazil midfielder Douglas Luiz will sign a new long-term contract. Of course, Aston Villa got Douglas Luiz from Man City after the Brazilian could not find a starting place in the team, and he has become one of the best midfielders in the league at Aston Villa. And the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea have been snooping to see if they can sign the Brazilian. But right now, Aston Villa saying they are confident that they can tie down the 25-year-old. Welcome, Summer. It's going to be all about the transfer market, and it's going to be very, very hard because most of these clubs, of course, will be looking to recruit new players and sell. And right about now, it's all about a financial fair play, and so some of these teams they must sell players before they can sign new ones. And that's why Chelsea, even though they're interested in Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen, they have to sell players to raise funds for the forward. With that, come to the end of a sport update this Thursday morning, 8:57 a.m., just about 3 minutes to the hour of 9. And of course, on the hour, it's going to be news. And after that, the mid-morning show with the crew. So stay tuned. Many more still to come from Jubilee 997 FM Lagos. My name is Odunigi Abiola Zlatan. They call me the A-Striker.
My people, una know say security matter na me and you na e concern. If you see something, make you talk something. If you see any crooked waka for your area, make you sharply run go any police station wey dey near you. Make you go report the matter o. Security matter na me and you na e concern o. I say security matter na me and you na e concern o. This message na from Jubilee 99.7 FM.